Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you what I have done in a very small bedroom to bring in the fall vibes. So again, as always, I don't like to do anything major unless I'm just feeling like it and up for the task. I'm always down for making some simple changes, but changes that will have a nice impact in the space. So if you are one that have a small space or a small bedroom and you're looking to add a little bit of fall decor to, you're looking for a little bit of inspo, I do hope that you will find some inspiration here. If you have any questions about anything that I share here, be sure to leave it in the comment section. So I'm not even going to prolong it. We're going to hop right into it. The first thing that I'm going to start with will be this beauty. So first off, this is an evergreen tree. It is a faux tree, of course. I got this tree late spring, early summertime, and I actually got it for another space in the house. But I really wanted this space to feel a little bit more cozy. I decided to try this one out in here. I 1000% love it. So I'm going to put the link to this tree in the description box just in case there's any of you who may be interested in it. It is a phenomenal tree. I chose this tree because it is an evergreen faux tree. And if you know anything about evergreen trees, you know that they look like this year round. So you can pretty much use it every season and not feel like it's out of season. So even though this gives a hint of a wintry feel to it, it is an evergreen tree, and this tree is like this all year round. So you could do something really cool and fun. Some of my trees, I may take some faux florals for a particular season and just add them into the trees. But for this one, this go around, I'm just going to leave it as is. And so this is nothing new. I know you guys have seen this before. I decided to add some faux moss in the bottom of this pot. And this pot is the crackle-like mirrored finish pot. It's a gorgeous pot. I've had it for a couple of years now, but I 1000% love it. I got it for a really good sale price and super happy with it. So I keep it in here. But I bought the moss in here. This is something that you've seen before, so it's nothing new. But I gotta say that it does help the faux arrangements feel a lot more real. So I think this is a good addition to the tree. Now, I've also added a picture behind the tree here, and this is just an old picture that I had, and I thought it was nice. It's a stem that has some fall looking leaves on it. Very simple, very light, and it just adds some additional texture to the wall here. I didn't want the tree to just sit here all by its lonesome, so I added this here, and I so love it. Now, moving on to this side, we'll talk about the bed really quick. I decided to keep the white blanket in here, and I instead switched out what was happening here on the foot of the bed. I wanted a little bit of contrast here, so I went with this dark gray blanket, and I added it for some additional texture and some layering. When you get to that fall and that winter season, layering is key. So I'm doing a little bit of layering now, and then when winter hits, I'm going to go bananas with my layering. This is a very dark gray blanket. I got this from Target several years ago, like maybe 5 years ago, and I love it. Let's see if I can find it still online, and then I'll put the link to it in the description box if I can. And over the top of this blanket here, I layered a throw. A really quick tip for you: if you love the look of layering on your bed, you want to layer a blanket or a throw or something like that across the foot of the bed, my thing that I love to do is to add a full-size blanket, fold it in a way where it gives some additional layering. I love the feel that it gives. I know a lot of people use throws. I love a good throw, but I love the look and the vibe that comes from putting an actual blanket across the foot of the bed and folding it in a way where it looks like there is some additional layering there. So this is actually a queen size blanket. While I already had plans to come in this space and give you guys a fall look in a small bedroom, I have some guests that will be coming, so I really wanted to get in here and zhuzh it up a little bit and add this fall touch to it before they got here. As far as my pillows go up here, I kept them all white, but they're different shades of white. And I do want to share another quick tip here for those of you who may not know, or you've just not thought of doing this before. When it comes to my pillows, I do love to have a nice layering of pillows. I definitely think it adds to that fullness of the look of the bedding. And so for these, because this bed is a queen size bed, I decided to do 26 by 26 inch pillows for the back row back there, and I love the way that they look. I decided to keep it very simple with the bedding, but made sure to add some layers. To be honest with you, I actually like layers in the spring too. I just try to be a little bit lighter with my color combinations. Now, as far as this picture goes behind the bed here, we have always loved the idea of having a beach-like feel and a beach-like vibe to the bedroom. And this painting gave us everything we were looking for. We didn't want the full-on sunny beach-like vibe. We wanted one that was a little bit more moody, a little bit more gloomy, as if there were some clouds, maybe a hint of light sun peeking through. And so this gave us everything that we were looking for. So when I bring in my seasonal decor, sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge because I definitely still want to keep this photo in here because it is our jump off point for the bedroom. It's the jump off point for the paint colors that we chose. We knew we were looking for that seaside like vibe on a gloomy day. And so when I came across this art piece, it was like a no-brainer. Get it? And so we love having it in here. Those of you who've already seen the refresh of this bedroom, so you know that the wall behind the bedding is livable green, and then the wall in the other areas of the room is nuance, my favorite shade of white at the moment. When it comes to this tabletop, I added some candlesticks. I'm going to keep it really simple here because, you want to leave a little bit of table space for the guests should they need to put something down. And then over here, I really want to bring your attention to these nesting tables. Another quick tip for you. I used to have a bench at the foot of this bed. And when my daughter moved out, she took the bench with her. It was a nice bench that had a opening to it where you could store a ton of stuff in there. And when I say a ton of stuff, she used to have books stored in there, a lot of her throw blankets that she loves. And so she took that bench with her, so we didn't have anything here at the foot of the bed. And I, knowing that I was going to have guests coming, felt like I really wanted to give them somewhere else that they could park their heinies and sit outside of sitting on the bed if they wanted to. Not only that, they could sit their luggage there, or they could just use it for whatever, but I just felt like having an additional surface area where they could sit instead of just sitting on the bed all the time, should they want to be in here and, I don't know, put lotion on or whatever, if they're putting on shoes, whatever the case may be. I really wanted to give them some additional space where they could actually use for seating or for luggage or something else. So that is why these are in here. I decided to, I thought the nesting tables would be a great substitution for that instead of going out and buying a new bench. I decided to shop my house for a lot of what you see in here. This tree came from another area in the house. These nesting tables used to be in my living room, but they've been in storage now for the past maybe 8 or 9 months. So I went in my little storage closet, took them out and tried them in here, and they are perfect. Now I know you're probably thinking we could have a chair here. Let me fix this rug. I know you're probably thinking we could have a chair here, but we did have a chair here, in fact. But my daughter also took the chair with her. So I took advantage of this area by bringing in these storage ottomans, and they are able to store additional things in there. If you wanted to put some books in here where the guests could pull them out, read them, that's great. Whatever you want to put in there to store for the purpose of the guests, you could do that. But here, I think I have a book in this one. But here I actually have an additional throw blanket. Not only does that blanket add some additional texture and something really pretty to look at in the space, but it also serves as some additional comfort for the guests should they need it. So we have a throw blanket here on the bed, and then we have the additional throw blanket here. Sometimes we do keep it kind of cold in our house. So giving them some additional things to wrap up with is like. And then for the long mirror over here, I always take advantage of that mirror and add a cute little garland or something around it. So I threw this pumpkin garland that has some greens, some creams, and then of course the brown stems. And I just think it really adds to the space. And when it comes to this nightstand over here, I always bring in some type of cute floral arrangement for the season. This time I have the black vase, which kind of ties into the darker color blanket that we have on the foot of the bed there. And I put in some fall-like stems, some greens, some browns, some berries, and some pine cones. So that is pretty much it. That's all I've done. This is a small room again, you guys, like I said. And so if you are like me and you love bringing in that seasonal vibe and you have a small bedroom where you're looking for some ideas to just add some little touches here and there to bring in that fall feel, I do hope that you have found some inspo here. If you have some questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment box. For those items that I mentioned about linking, I'll make sure I try to find them and link them in the description box. If I can't find those items like this big queen size blanket here, I may find something that's very similar and link that as well. But that's it, you guys. That's all that I've done in here for the fall look, and I am super pleased with it. Texture, 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 layering, 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 and then of course your color choice definitely will make all the difference when you are adding your seasonal looks to your space. Again, I am Key from House of Kiana over on Instagram. I'm also the owner of the blog and the channel here, Affordable Luxe Living, where casual comfort meets style, affordability, and creativity. If you enjoy this content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and then share with others so that they may find me here in the community. Bye now.